What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. I'm going to dedicate this episode to WWE superstar Shad Gaspar, whose body was found after directing lifeguards to save his son a few days ago. His body had been lost, and they finally recovered it. So just wanted to shout this one out to Shad for all those many fun memories with Crime Time, WWE tag team that was criminally underrated. This one's to you, big dog. All right, so joining me on today's show, where we have so much to talk about, is little brother Jace and Chief. How you guys doing today?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good.
You can't do
Woo! See, I just need the Chief to get the next level. That's all.
Okay, as long as that's what you were doing. So much stuff to break down this week. I wasn't sure what we were going to talk about uh, by like Tuesday morning, and then so much stuff happened, and I'm really excited. I guess I don't know, man. I don't know what the biggest news is, but one of the big news for the week is that Ruby Rose is out of Batwoman. She's done. She quit the show. Um, from what I've read, it was kind of a mutual thing because she was being a bit of a pain. She didn't like the long work hours, wasn't feeling the 16-hour days, didn't like being in Vancouver where they were shooting the show. And after having so much built around her role as Batwoman, back from the Elseworlds crossover uh, to being one of the central figures in the Crisis crossover, despite having only appeared on Elseworlds in, I guess by that point, 7 episodes of her own show, she's out. CW is planning to recast the role, but I'm not so sure if that's the way they should go. So, fellas, what do you guys think? Jace, let's start with you.
Well, uh, that was a that was an interesting play because they really had just like kind of pumped her up as this. I mean, just like she was gonna basically, it was basically, I mean, her and Kara, uh, Melissa Benoit taking the lead is kind of the front and center of the Arrowverse, and now they have to kind of go from square one. It's like, hey, we're gonna recast our lead of the show that we kind of built because we didn't kind of check this other stuff. I mean, it's like it's hard. It's almost hard, I would think, to get somebody who's done TV. I mean, movies to go into TV because it's like their work schedule is a little different.
Well, she had done Orange is the New Black, so it wasn't like this is her first TV show.
But she probably wasn't the lead in that. I mean,
She definitely wasn't the lead.
so I think that was probably like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm not. I mean, and I think the other thing, even with her leaving, I think I don't know. I've not talked to that many people, but I don't know how many people are watching this show. So it's like maybe getting a new lead in that role will be a spark to the show and maybe change it in a little better creative direction because the whole season on Alice just didn't get me. And I think now it's on Netflix. I'm still not intrigued to watch it, even quarantined at home. I'm like, yeah, I'm still good. I mean, I might watch Flash again, but not that one. So
See, my
I
thing with that is, I didn't feel like she was terrible. I didn't think she was so incredibly amazing and was like, oh wow, she's so good in this role. But I also felt it was too much like every other CW show where they set up the family dynamic to be all kinds of problems and drama filled. And it was like, ugh, we've already done this. Why do you keep doing this? And then what they kind of made a big deal, like, okay, we've got to make this a prominent part because this is a prominent part of the character in the comics, is she's a lesbian. But they weren't doing anything unique or different from what they'd already done with Sarah and Alex. So it's just like, you guys aren't breaking new ground here. And it was kind of like Supergirl in the, we don't have a lot of rogues for her, so let's let her play in the Batman rogue sandbox and see what happens. Like the main villain was kind of Hush, kind of Alice, but
but
like you
again,
said, Alice was really overexposed.
I mean, like, but Hush is like that's a Batman storyline. I mean, it's like, and it's a Batman storyline that really only works once it's been set up for years at the least. So to try and have Hush come out at the end of the season was like, oh well, now we see who Bruce Wayne is. But it's like, I mean, because I read the spoiler and it was like, so like we said Batman is already gone, doesn't care about uh, Gotham. So even if you bring Bruce Wayne back next season, it's like, so like you've already basically said he doesn't care, which would suck. So it's like, and then if you bring Batman back, then Kate Kane has to. I mean, Kate Kane comes off looking like a Supergirl, where she's like, well, yeah, you're the big deal now, but we really didn't care about you till 5 minutes ago, but we really want the other guy back.
No, what's going to be really funny is when Batman's there and he has to start going like Superman. Kate, you're so much better than I ever was protecting Gotham. Honestly, you're
And
amazing at this.
that's when you have so many people just gagging. Like, okay, so Batman's been doing this for 5 years, but Kate Kane has been doing it for 1 year and has nobody off the street because most of Batman's roads are actually in Arkham because we saw him in Elseworld. So what has she done? Like, I don't remember her tackling Mister Freeze, Penguin, Joker, Black Mask. I think they're all in jail.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that would just that it's just go with a new actor, change the direction of that show and make it much more Batwoman comic book slash, detective comics. And I think you got a better show.
Chief, are you more or less interested in watching Batwoman now that Ruby Rose is out?
Well, I wanted to get into Batwoman. I just haven't yet, but I wanted to start watching it. So the honest to God truth is I am not, because I haven't been watching it. I'm not used to her being Batwoman, anyways. Um, but it's one of those things, man, where you should know what kind of job you're getting. You know what I mean? Um, the only person who got like replaced in a Marvel movie was Terrence Howard,
And Edward Norton.
and with and well, yeah, but I'm talking about he never really was in that universe with him. Like you never saw Ken Norton really like what 2 seconds was it 2 seconds when he was at the end of the first movie when Scarlett Johansson walked in on him.
Dude, when you said Ken Norton, I immediately started flashing to
Yeah,
the
I know
writer
what you're
slash
talking about.
cowboy.
Edward Norton. Edward Norton.
And the boxer was like, oh man, he could be the
Yeah,
Hulk for
Edward
real.
Norton. So he was 2 seconds on that. So she's gone through a whole season. I don't know. I think it's just kind of messed up that you quit on him. It doesn't matter. You signed up for that. I mean, was the checks clearing? Were they paying you? It's you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different story if the money wasn't coming through. Like they kept giving you IOUs. We'll get you next week. But if you signed up and you're an actress, so you know how this thing works. So I don't understand how all of a sudden, this is what it is. Unless, like I said, it is what it is. But I think they should maybe add another character with her. Maybe not necessarily a Batman, but maybe when they bring it back, they bring a Robin or something like that in there, or Nightwing, or just another character like Batgirl and so and so, and then and then moving forward like that instead of just Batgirl.
Batwoman, two totally different characters.
Well, Batwoman, however, Batwoman and so and so.
They could do Batwoman and Batgirl.
Yeah,
just confuse everybody.
It could be, but no, not it could be. But I was just thinking like whatever, another character. They don't have to just bring Batwoman back. They can bring Batwoman back with someone else, especially if they got to switch it out. Now's the time to.
It's a CW show, so they've already started paving the way for a sidekick, secondary supporting character. Her tech guy is Batwing, so any minute now.
Yeah, it was they. I mean, they got to do something. Because I even heard Batwoman wasn't doing as well. So maybe they just going to, you know, and ramp it up and take it to another direction. Who knows? So
Javon, oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Javon.
Javon, I know you're not watching Batwoman. I mean, if I were to place a $50,000 chip on something, I'm pretty confident you weren't watching Batwoman. Is that correct?
Now, if you would have said that in November, December, your money would have got taken. But honestly, I don't know if I'm in the minority or majority here, but I thought that Ruby Rose was kind of terrible in the role. She's made of wood. She's made of wood, dog. So
online it's been kind of 50-50. Like some people are really excited she's gone, and others are like, she was the only good part of the show.
I think the show itself suffered from some bad acting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the who was the chick that was kind of, I'm sorry, not chick. Let me be PC. Let me be 2020. Who was the young woman who was playing the actor who was playing like the scarecrow type role? I don't know what her name was. I kind of
you talking about Alice?
Yeah, Alice.
That was
She was awful.
Rachel Scarsden, and I heard that too. Like a lot of people were either, oh, she's great, or oh man, she's not a good actress at all.
I mean, I can't knock anybody's preference because there are people out here who listen to Blueface. There are people out here who love and follow everything the Kardashians do. To each his own, but for me it was trash. I just didn't think either one of them or a lot of, not just those two, not to pick on those two, but overall some of the dialogue on the show was stiff. It's not just the acting
really
is stiff. Some of it was really bad. Some of the dialogue is bad, Jeff, and I don't know if the addition of a new actress will help this show. I'll be honest with you, totally honest with you. I don't see this show moving past season 2 unless they have a hell of a commitment, unless they're being like NBC in the 80s, 90s and sticking with shows. I just cannot see this lasting beyond if they made some. You said they are?
Well, CW really doesn't cancel their superhero shows. Even if the ratings are mediocre, they'll just stick with it because I guess it's easier for them to just fill that, and they know they can have a somewhat reliable audience watching, just that core comic book fan demographic.
And let me ask you this: does it take I'm pretty sure for a network like the CW, that's not like CBS, NBC, or even ABC, the long-standing networks that we know through our television lives. I can imagine that it takes a lot more for them to replace a show that they cancel mid-season. They don't cancel a lot of shows within a month.
That's true. That's true. You're right. They do stick with shows. So even if they don't bring it, even if it's not renewed, they do tend to let them play out.
Okay. So I can imagine that'll play out here. But if they want this to work, they got to make some wholesale changes. Because this ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was just Ruby or anybody else. I think it was too formulaic to everything else they'd already done in the Arrowverse. She wasn't helping, but the acting wasn't great. The dialogue was spotty. It was like they were making this noir superhero show. My sister's dead, but I think she's not. Bruce, I'm not quite sure what she would do. And it's like, what is this?
What is it? Yeah. And the thing is, if you're going to do that kind of show, we've seen noir shows work, but you have to have some really good actors who can not only deliver their lines, but can emote. They have to be able to emote.
Right.
And Ruby Rose in that role, I don't know, you give her something else, maybe she chews up the scene. But in this role, she kind of had two gears, pouting and frowning. That's it,
Yeah, she wasn't very, and it's not like her character is, like, I mean, she's not really Batman in the sense that she's just always pissed off. But I felt like they had two emotions for her, and they were just deviations of the other. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh man, when she's Batwoman, she's this real mean kind of kick-tail person, and when she's Kate, she's chilling, having a good time, enjoying life. It always seemed like she was just mad and pissed off. Dad, I don't like you.
She was
sisters
sad
out
or
here.
pissed. That's
Right.
her range, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't look. You gotta have the right. You gotta have the right people to portray that or present this kind of show. It wouldn't hurt to hire a couple of writers. I'm sorry, as well. But I just don't see this being a ratings juggernaut now. Even after Ruby Rose leaves, I don't know who you cast in that role, but at this stage, it seems like it doesn't matter what you do. The show is due for a complete overhaul.
Was like who? I
Yeah.
mean, even with Ruby Rose, it's like who's the actor's actor on that show? Do Gray Scott?
No one.
That's a really good point because in the first few seasons of Arrow, it wasn't Stephen Amell, it was Paul Blackthorne who was holding it down, bringing that dramatic emphasis on the scenes, who he could play off, kind of like Ian McDermott and
Mhm.
Hayden
And Walter.
Christensen in Star Wars. Walt, right,
Yeah.
and Mora.
Yeah.
So they had a strong cast of people for him to bounce off until he got to that level. And the supporting cast like David Ramsey and Emily Bett Rickards, they were fine, but we needed somebody strong. And our boy Merlin, he
Mhm.
was strong too for him to play off of. So a lot of people. And Flash definitely had that with Jesse L. Williams. I mean, the dude just goes for an Emmy every scene. Um Supergirl will have that. Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe that's right. Well,
I'm
I guess
gonna say,
they did it with Callista Flockhart. She was the actor tearing up through scenes, so
yeah.
that was true with her with that show. And Black Lightning has a huge core cast of strong actors.
Hmm.
Legends, that's interesting because maybe Legends doesn't have an actor as actor either, and maybe that's why it's not as good.
Yeah.
Interesting, but yeah, not so much on Batwoman.
Hmm. So I mean,
No,
it's like they needed,
they
like
could.
Javon said, they need some. They need to change the direction a little bit on that show. And I think you made the right call. It's like Kane is a pissed off character in the comic books, so having everybody down, it just doesn't work. Cause it's like, all right, this sucks. Why am I here?
Yeah, it's like the TV equivalent of watching a Fiona Apple album.
Oh yeah.
Just depressed, have the bottle of whiskey next to you, take a swig.
Hey
Next
man, you're in
scene,
quarantine. You want to watch this? Nah, it's my life. I'm good.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
here's another part too that's not doing them any favors. The action is not very entertaining.
Their problem is their action. I think outside of Arrow, their fight coordination is pull them on a wire and let them flail around and hope for the best. And sometimes they can move smoothly while they're doing that, but there are other times, even though you can't see the wire, you can see the movement of the wire as they flail back. Like, oh,
Like everything's on a straight line. Oh, of course.
yeah. And you can
But
almost see them get lifted up and then dragged back and pulled back. It's weird because it's not very fluid. It's just like this awkward, stilted thing. Black Lightning is a little bit better than the other shows about that because their fight scenes are crisp. I don't know if it's just that the people are better at doing the physical stunts or the stunt people are better, but whatever it is, Batwoman was not
but
bringing it with the fights.
like Black Lightning, it's like people aren't flying like 90 feet in the air except when there's like a power move for
Yeah,
somebody who has powers, and then you're looking at that versus the wire. But
yeah,
when it's unless it's like Stephen Amell, where he's like basically slamming them with an arrow and then they fall down. It's like, wait, how did that happen? Like,
yeah. So that's that with Batwoman. The CW also had some good news with the debut of Stargirl. And this is that weird setup where it airs on Mondays on the DC Universe app, and then it comes to the CW on Tuesday. Chief, did you watch Stargirl?
I did not.
And I am racking up the money. J King, I'm gonna go with no for you too. Jace, did you watch it?
yes, I did. I watched it today.
All right, what'd you think?
Okay. How I I was like I was actually odd when they actually said they were moving to Nebraska, and then they had so much diversity. I'm like, if you say you're in Nebraska, I'm okay with you not having complete amount of diversity. I mean, it sounds weird after we complained 90,000 times about diversity. It's like, but if you tell me a location that doesn't have is not known for diversity having diversity, it's like, okay, I would have expected a little less diversity, but I'm okay with that. Uh, Owen, what is it? No, it's not Owen Wilson. What's his name?
Luke
What's
Wilson.
Luke? Yeah, he was good as Pat. Uh, the acting in that was, it was like, okay, all right, this is a good opening episode. The bad guys look credible, which I think actually helps. They have like like 6 or 8 in that first fight scene for bad guys for her to fight during the season, which will help.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last scene was like, oh, you guys are now working. You guys are working on a DC Universe budget versus a CW budget,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, I think you mentioned that in your recap on LylesMovieFile.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it was definitely like, okay, this is much more in line with Titans and Doom Patrol than it is CW, where it's like, okay, this was filmed in Vancouver, and we see the 5 shots that you guys have for your 5 lots. Okay, got it.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was a really good series premiere. It didn't feel like a CW show for sure. Even though maybe some of the elements were kind of familiar, it didn't feel like they were. Oh, this is the path we're supposed to walk in because this is an Arrowverse show. Um, Brett Breck Basinger thought she was good in the lead. Luke Wilson was a very nice stepfather, and fight scenes were good. Special
Mm-hmm.
effects were solid. I really want to see more of the Justice Society, the older version, because their outfits were really well done, about as good as things we've seen on the big screen, and the fights look good. So I want more. I'm ready for the rest of the season of Stargirl. I think that was a good start, and hopefully it will find an audience because it was everything Batwoman was not.
It had color. I mean, I hate to say it, it's like, but like just seeing like Stargirl, like the staff, it's like Batwoman is dark and noir, and the only thing that stands out is like her hair. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like if everything sucks, then I don't want to see it. But this one was like, okay, is this going to be like two teen drama like Black Lightning season 2, which Jeff is finally enjoying that fun, which is amusing me so much. Me and Chief
Yeah.
were like, man, this is garbage. But now Jeff's like, he's enjoying the garbage. He's wading through it. It's like awesome.
I feel like enjoying the garbage is not accurate.
Well, me reading your recaps is amusing because now you're
Oh,
going
okay.
through it. Uh, but yeah, it was like, okay, this is it's like, oh, this is like if you like uh this universe would almost to me would translate very well into the DC universe, like especially like Shazam. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, you could easily jump in here. So I,
Yeah,
I think it's a good
yeah.
way to go.
I was thinking about that. Like, oh man, I could do the Justice Society storyline and push Shazam in. We'll see what happens. Now, the other big news for DC fans this week, after so much speculation and hopes and petitions, they are actually moving forward with the Snyder cut of Justice League. So Zack Snyder was doing a watch along of Man of Steel. Henry Cavill even showed up, or Cavill actually showed up on the live stream, and then he revealed, "Hey, that Snyder cut of Justice League you guys have been waiting for and asking for all these years, we're actually going to do it. It's going to be on HBO Max, and it's coming next year. Why not this year? Because they're going to be doing some special effects and post production, and actually having the cast re-record some dialogue. Chief, your man Ray Fisher, aka Cyborg, was the first person that Snyder reached out to tell him they were back in business. Because it's just from the trailers, we know there's a lot of Cyborg footage that we did not see, and there was some footage with uh, Iris West that was not shown. So we know there's some stuff out there. Snyder said that we've probably seen in the completed version of Justice League that made it to theaters, which people have told him about because he still hadn't seen it. we've probably only seen a fourth of the film that he's done, which is exciting to me because I really liked his Ultimate Edition director's cut version of Batman versus Superman, which actually did character development instead of just, hey, here's Superman fighting Batman for no apparent reason. So this is cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Snyder isn't quite sure of the format yet. It may be a deal where it's going to be just a super extended 4-hour movie, but there's also talk of making it a 6 episode serial where they have cliffhangers and set it up like that. And it's gonna be weird because I'm not sure how they could work serial, like that kind of format for something we have sort of seen already. But I'm interested. Chief, what do you think about this?
Yeah, well, you know what? I hope it leads to another Superman movie. Woohoo!
That's exactly why I went with you first, because I thought that maybe this
know.
is what's going to spark everything up. Henry
Yeah.
Cavill's interested and get people excited.
And the crazy thing is, he wants to do something. Like, he stays involved with the people. He still wants to do it. Like, even though DC is kind of, been like, nah, we don't want. He's been like, yeah, listen, we need to do something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've taken his character, and and I guess I kind of understand him. Like, if you go over to the Marvelverse, their characters, like, they stuck with their characters throughout. Iron Man has been Iron Man. Thor, so on and so forth. And now you've started the development of your character, and DC's been like, no, it's over. That's kind of, I'd be highly disappointed if I was him too. So he's out there, he's still promoting these films, and he still wants to be a part of this DC universe. They just need to step up and make it happen. So I'm hoping that this director, I don't think they should do a 6-part. You know what I mean? Hell, I'll watch maybe a 2-part movie where they do 2 hours one week and then do the next 2 hours the next week or something. Part 1 and then part 2, something like that. But yeah, I'm just hoping that it leads to something. I'm hoping that it just, you know what I mean? It leads to something, man.
Oh yeah.
Rather than it dying out there. I mean, you've got this whole Legion of Doom build up, and then nothing. It's just like it's over. We was just playing.
Gotcha.
We was just playing. Thanks for your money. We was just playing. Thanks for your interest in the movie. But we were just joking. So hopefully it leads up to something now. We're all in here waiting for something to happen, and I'm hoping something happens. I'm hoping he does something. I don't know, like I said, when this thing all ends, man, I'm hoping for like a movie bonanza, like 2021, 2022, like both these next 2 years. If everything's okay, you can go back in the theaters or whatever the hell they're gonna do. It should be so many, like when you go to the movies, man, like, because all these movies are backed up now.
Yeah.
Or should be.
Yeah.
So when they open up the theaters again, it should be like a palooza of good ass movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming out, like, where every week, every month, you're like, man, where you going? Sure, only place I can go, to the theater. I don't want to do nothing else. And we just running off to the theater, or we running whatever, wherever the content is. So I'm just, and I'm hoping one of these movies is the return of Superman. Hell, I'll take a Superman Shazam movie. It's just, I'm waiting, man. We gotta, they gotta do something, man. DC's gotta do something, and I'm glad he's finally taking, Zack Snyder, whether he, when this pops off, DC's finally lights a fire into someone's ass, and they get to stepping. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one.
Apparently, Warner Brothers reached out to him and they were like, "Hey, are you interested in doing this extended cut?"
And they were right. They were right to do so.
Yeah, I think this is like the perfect storm for them of, hey, here's another reason to subscribe to HBO Max. We've got this thing you nerds have wanted all this time. And also
or HBO Max for the 2-part series or something, DC Universe for all of it in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so hopefully we'll see some cool stuff. Jay King, what's your thoughts on this?
I kind of feel like it's too little too late. Only the people who had real hope or only true DC fans are going to be really, really interested. Everybody else, casual fans, if you liked any of the DC Universe movies that have come out over the last decade, maybe you got a mild interest, not enough to subscribe unless you really wanted. We're going to subscribe to HBO Plus anyway, which, I mean, for the content that they have, the libraries that they have, I would, But anybody who's kind of like individual subscription service kind of burnout, this is just another thing you got to pay for. You know what I mean? It's just one more thing you got to pay for. It's like, nah, dude, I might be good on this. I'll let people tell me if I really have an interest. I'll piggyback off of somebody else. But this is, to me, not a huge selling point because, for what it's worth, isn't Cavill out, however you say Henry's name, isn't he out of Superman?
No,
isn't Ben Affleck?
He's
not.
He said that he very much wants to keep playing Superman. He said on separate occasions, "I'd like to do the role again." He even has some ideas of what they should do with Superman for it, who he'd like to see Superman fight. I mean, he doesn't sound like a guy who's done with the franchise, aka your girl Jennifer Lawrence, midway through the X-Men films.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Are they going to take any of that feedback into consideration and make better movies, better decisions, or is it going to still be the same pace in which they've been keeping? Also,
I think the real
Ben
question,
Affleck done with Batman?
He is done. He's not. He stepped away, citing his dealing with his alcoholism, and Robert Pattinson is going to be Batman going forward. Now the real tricky thing is because Ezra Miller may be out as Flash because of his whole choking out a fan incident. And
you mean that? Yeah, you mean that inappropriate thing he did?
Yeah, that minor indiscretion he had.
What did he do?
A fan came up to him and he literally like grabbed her throat and like pushed her down to the ground. Like
really,
it was recorded and it was like it was not a play because it's like the guy who was recording. Hey, calm down. It's like
you're bugging.
Yeah,
I've never even heard that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about it a couple weeks ago. We got kind of sidetracked.
Yeah. So he may be out, which may lead them to just go, all right, let's do a Flashpoint with a new Flash. Since they're apparently recasting is all the rage now for DC properties, and just set up a new universe with Robert Pattinson, Batman, Henry Cavill, Superman, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, and just start everything over.
Is it me, or did I hear that Robert Pattinson said he didn't want to work out for the role?
No, it wasn't you, man. He said, I gotta be real, and I'm not gonna work out. Which I think is a disservice to Michael Keaton. Because Michael Keaton was like, "No, I gotta do my thing. I gotta work out to be Batman. I'm not gonna have these people saying I'm scrawny Mr. Mom."
How do you go for the role of Batman weighing 130 pounds?
Maybe he's got one of those padded suits, and it's not going to matter anyway.
But shouldn't he actually say like, hey, in the contract, it's like, hey, here's the deal. When you do this role, you have to work out. It's like, hey, we cast you for you being this actor, but we need you to put on 20 pounds. Like, hey, I mean,
That
even
doesn't-
Vince from
isn't that what actors
Entourage
do?
said he needed to have some 20 pounds. Come on.
That's what you're supposed to like. Look, I can't imagine in between Rambo or Rocky movies, Stallone saying, you know, I'm just letting myself go. I mean, anything deep fried and art, that's me. I'm beer sampling. I'm not watching weight. There's no such thing as leg day. I can't imagine that.
The whole
It
thing
has
with
to
me,
be a
Javon,
commitment.
is why take the role? Everybody knows Batman is a workout freak. I don't know why they gave him the role. Once he said he wasn't going to work out, I'm like, we got to reset your contract. There's no
that's
way.
in the contract. Yeah.
That would be in the contract.
Even Christian Bale, like when he took off his shirt, you could tell the dude had been working out.
Right.
Like, how you got a Bruce Wayne? Like, how is that believable? Like,
a pot belly, a skinny pot belly Bruce Wayne.
You got the same build as Gal Gadot. So,
or worse. Now let me tell you something. Gal Gadot probably strong arm Pattinson.
I'm just saying, man. I don't understand how that happens. How you that's like me. They're like, listen, man. We want you to come on. We want you to be the new Luke Cage. And I'm just like, you know what? I will play Luke Cage. You going to work out? Mm-mm. They hired me like I am.
Nah,
But
Chief.
no,
You wanted to be in Magic Mike, and you were like, I'm not working out, and I'm not wearing a thong either.
I'm not working out.
But
you saw that Saturday Night Live with Chris Farley?
Yeah.
And they were Chippendale dancers?
That's me. And I'm going to finish this deep dish pizza before I go off my set.
But here's I think the really ridiculous thing is his rationale was like, hey, I want to be authentic, you know, in the role, and I want it to go back to more of an early Hollywood style. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be looking like you can slam somebody. Like, exactly. Stop.
Come on, man.
Like, I mean, it's just like, that's just like, you're insulting to the role of Batman, you're fired. Like, come get lost, man.
We give Mia a lot of grief on Green Arrow or on Arrow for being like a waif taking down dudes twice her size. So I'm definitely going to do the same thing in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody's done their workout. Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and Pattinson's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
I mean, that's when you just literally have, like, hey, Henry, can you go on set beside him just to shame him for, you know, actually not working out? Just hang around him, like, you know, every 2 minutes, just like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm going to the gym. You want to go? No, I'm going to play the role authentic. Okay.
Yeah, like if you wanted to be Hal Jordan, that's fine. Hal Jordan doesn't have to go to a gym. I mean, he's just got a magic ring. Batman.
No, he's actually been in the military. Would actually have that ingrained in his life to actually work out.
Well, maybe he just let himself go. I'm gonna give him some slack on that. Ryan Reynolds wasn't super cut. I didn't think that was a problem, but Batman should. I mean, the dude is just fighting the whole time. If he doesn't even have muscle and just body mass, he's going to break. I don't like Robert Pattinson's odds against Bane. What a delightful voice.
I don't like his odds against Nightwing.
Ooh. You know, he's built more like Nightwing.
Poison Ivy. You're supposed to be Batman. Period.
Yeah, it's a bad call.
I mean, this is again on DC.
Excuse.
Whoever DC is who writes these contracts, it's like, y'all, like, you know what you want in these heroes. Like, it's like, yeah, you cast a personality, but it's like, hey, I need this dude to look like Batman. I need this guy to look like, you know, Flash. Like, come on, man. Stop joking around on these roles.
Yeah, exactly.
This ain't every man we're here to pay money for. It's Superman.
Yeah, it's Batman and Superman. You can't mess around like that. All right, Jace. So, what's your take on this Snyder cut? You excited?
As I said this from the beginning, it's like, anybody who hated Dawn of Justice, you probably should watch the extended cut. It's a much better movie. I don't know if this next one, because I'm not sure this Snyder cut is going to be the greatest thing, because it was. I liked Watchmen, but he could make it bad. I mean, there's nothing to say when he went a little overboard. and had a 30-minute, doomsday fight that he didn't go a little overboard. Um, who knows what he did in Justice League? I mean, what's his name? Steppenwolf probably wasn't the best bad guy anyway. I mean, I don't know if Steppenwolf isn't the bad guy in that. If
He
we're
said
being,
we're gonna see Darkseid in some capacity. So
well, as long as it's not like Smallville, okay.
ugh,
I mean, that's still one of the worst portrayals ever. Um,
at least it
yeah.
wasn't Cloud.
Oh, Fantastic Four. Great call. Yeah. I think Snyder. I think I have enough faith that he can make. I mean, now that they are giving him kind of back the keys, which is really weird to me. But if they're going to give him back the keys and then let him have fun and then see, so we can compare the two. I think probably most people will be like, yeah, we probably will like the Snyder cut because it doesn't look like it's two movies in one. But then going forward, it's like, okay, do you want to have uh, a cyborg movie based off this? Do you want to have Flash even more awkward than he was? And I'm still trying to figure out how he has it, why we're having an Iris West in there, or Iris West in there. If he's so awkward, he doesn't know how to talk to people. That seems like it's going to be way too much movie. Um, so if you want to break it up in like 2 to 3 bite-sized movies, I probably would check it out more for that version than a 5 hour long marathon movie. They feel like, yeah, they did the right idea by cutting this. So
I think we're kind of forgetting the fact that no one is shooting anything right now. And while it's, hey, we're going to have a backlog of all this cool stuff in 2021, there is the reality. There is going to be a massive gap between what is waiting to come to theaters whenever they open and when they can do more stuff for that random point in the future. Because it's not like they can do a movie via Zoom. So they're going to have to spend extra time. Everything that's slated for next year is probably going to get pushed back. Everything they were planning to shoot this year probably means the film is not going to come out till 2 years from now. So there's a gap. And I don't necessarily think that spreading that out over 6 episodes is the worst thing, provided they can break it up, in good parts.
Mhm.
So that is all of that. But one movie that was shot and filmed and released to Netflix was John Henry. And that film, I made you guys watch it because I was like, wow, this movie's terrible and trash. And I need you all to watch it so we can discuss it. So yeah, let's talk about John Henry because I'm pretty sure. Javon, did you see it? I know everybody else did.
From the glowing endorsements that I saw from the guys and from the internet, I decided to clip my toenails instead. I can tell
You
you
made a
all
better
about
call.
that.
Chicken. Chief, what do you think about John Henry?
Where would you like me to start?
Hey man, you just go nuts. I told y'all I was gonna let you go for it. Gunner, welcome to the party. Just go for it, Chief.
What's going on? So, I don't know. In the beginning, him and his father talking in the Cadillac, I was like, is he a filmmaker? Does he want to be a fireman? I couldn't understand the film part of it. And then, so, his pops bragging on, his sexual prowess, this, that, and the third. Okay. They flip. They're in there talking about, they're like he's a gang member. But I didn't really see no gang. Like, he stole a dude, and then he stepped on the dude's head and squished it to explode it. I didn't get that part either. So then when he went into hiding, like, what the hell is, like, it just flashed. So 20 years of his life, he didn't do shit. He was just the soundtrack. I mean, DJ Quick. So
Yeah, that was really nice too.
and then the soundtrack
Trash.
would interrupt the words. So you'd be like, they'd be in the middle of saying something, and then all of a sudden, yeah, so L.A. I'm like, what did he say? What did he say? So, all right, it gets in there. I didn't understand. First of all, the plot. I didn't even get that. So they find out where their cousin is being held or his sister's being held. I don't know what the hell she was. They go in on some gangster shit and they kill four or five people armed.
Right.
And just run up in the joint, and then she ends up killing the dude in bed with her. I didn't even understand how that happened because she had his gun. So I'm like, did she kill him? I don't. All right, so because you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
like,
it was just
gun.
random.
She was
Oh, the
about to
dude's
kill-
dead. How? How did you kill
Yeah,
him?
I was just like, how did he die?
They just left it up to your imagination.
Yeah. So then, okay, so they shoot my man. Then the cop stops him in the alley. Now, catch me, get me if I'm wrong. You run out of the house with a gun in your hand where 6 people are dead. And then the cop knocks on the John Henry's door and is like, yeah, I'm coming in. And the only reason why he didn't illegally just walk into the dude's house, I guess he got another call or something. But he caught the Spanish dude in the alley running out of a house with 6 others dead, and the dude made it to the house the next day? I was like, they released him? Did anybody say that to themselves? Like, he got released?
Dude, apparently he just got into a wild shootout and just hopped a couple fences and then went underneath another handicap ramp and was good.
The dude had a gun in his hand.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so she hides under John Henry's house. I don't know how he knew she was under there, but he lets, for whatever reason,
he has a ring.
Yeah, he must have. You know what I mean?
Is that a girl climbing underneath my ramp?
Right. I didn't get it. So he's gonna decide to help her out. So then he's like, just random stuff that didn't make sense to the film. Hey, you know anything about engines? But then I see John Henry under the hood, and he's like, yeah, turn it over. So I'm thinking to myself, well, why the hell did he ask the dude if he knew anything about engines, if he already knew how to start the car? Because they made it seem like the car had been sitting there for a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you know anything? So he went and helped him out. Then his father jumping out of the chair, the adrenaline. And I'm like, what?
Dude. Like, I don't think that's believable, sir.
Man, what else about John Henry? The girl he met, that went to school with. So
Tasha.
he's in there picking out tampons. He knows damn well he doesn't have a niece.
Right.
They went to school together. They went to school together. Then
I remember you having
they have They have a full shootout. You hear me? A full shootout at his house. So the other house, when they had a full shootout, that was a couple of blocks from them, the cops came. They have a full shootout at John Henry's house, and the only thing wakes him up from after getting a headshot is her opening up the front door. Like, he got shot in his head, dude. And then she's like, yeah, the only reason why I walked in is because I was supposed to take him somewhere. And I was thinking to myself, well, actually, they were supposed to leave last night. What the hell are you doing here the next morning?
She had to work overtime.
Like, you're about 8 hours late, lady.
Hey, Chief.
Yeah.
Chief. He got shot in the chest.
What's up?
He got shot in the chest and then woke up with, like, just some scrapes on his head.
Yeah, I thought he got shot in the head,
trying
too.
to fix,
He got shot in the head.
I thought he did
his
his Tarantino Kill Bill homage by having him get shot in the head and then come back.
He got shot in the head. That wasn't even
dog. I swear to God, that T-shirt did a blood splatter too.
Oh, I'm sure it had a blood
splatter.
splatter.
It had a blood splatter.
He
but
got
he got shot in the head. She shot him in the head.
Yeah,
that don't even make no sense.
And then he woke up from a headshot.
It made no sense.
Don't even make no sense. I swear to God. Like,
no.
that's why I was just like, nah, I know that blood pack exploded from the chest. So how you get shot in the head?
Yeah,
none of that makes any sense.
She shot him in the head. And it was like,
she was
he just woke up like,
if you don't
I'm
get
good.
to a hospital soon, right? If you don't get to a hospital soon, you're gonna be dead. And the next thing you know, he's walking down the street. So I'm like, did he go to the hospital, and they released him, or what happened there? She was like, yeah, we gotta get you to the hospital. You're not gonna make it. I'm like, okay, so he's got shot in the head. He's up, but she's got to take him to the hospital. Okay, so it's going to be a couple months later.
Nah, dude.
John Henry was on his way.
I really thought it was gonna be like a couple months later. Like that's what I was expecting. That,
Yeah, I
like,
thought it was going to be a couple months
he's
later.
gonna wake
too,
up in the
'cause he got shot in
hospital,
his head.
Kill Bill type.
My name is
You know
Buck
what I mean?
here. Yeah, nah, dude. Oh,
And
man.
then, so then he walks up on Black Jesus.
Luda.
And so what? So why?
No, they called him Hell.
Well, I'm saying, but that used to be the dude who played Black Jesus. Sitting in the car. He was sitting in the Escalade with the dude, and the dude was asking about the human centipede.
Okay.
Slink
Dude,
Johnson.
what
And there
was
used to be a show
that?
called
yeah.
Black Jesus.
What was that?
Used to be a show called, and then he was
yeah.
that dude who played Black Jesus. And he gets out the car. Well, first of all, why are they sitting there? Why are they stopping anybody from walking up the block anyway? Like, what sense does that mean
they're snatching
when they're
girls
walking up the block?
randomly,
So,
I mean, this isn't making much sense anyway.
right. So if I walk up a block, if I walk up a street, and there's a kingpin on that street, they're stopping me, and I'm carrying just a hammer. I don't think so. So they jump out. One swing, he crushes the dude's head. So while you're swinging on dude, what is the other guy doing?
He's looking on in
What is
amazement.
he? Right. So then, he comes to the house. Yada yada. Right. He's in there. He's fighting. He. Why is Luda in that dark ass room? I
He don't
didn't
want people to
understand
see his
that.
face.
He likes the
He don't
black
like
light.
people to see his face. I caught that
Is-
part. At least that was like the only thing that made fucking sense.
Because he
That
went
90s
outside
black
with
light
his same face. He was
That
chilling.
90
I
ass
thought-
black
I
light
thought-
room.
I mean, you're sitting in the dark. And to me, I'm like, well, you, as a dude who wants to intimidate people seeing your face would be an excellent intimidation factor. I mean, you have a metal piece on your face. If that isn't intimidating to somebody, I don't know what is. So the girl, he was about to kill the girl. The girl goes after him. He breaks the girl's leg, goes around front. He's standing in front of Luda. It reminded me of Pootie Tang when, what's his name? Dirty D. Him and Dirty D was standing there looking at each other. That's what I thought they were going to do. I said, this is going to be a Dirty D moment. They're going to run, fuse right through each other. So the little kid runs up, gonna flick the hammer over to him.
God.
Oh, yeah.
And then
That was
you're
so
like,
ridiculous. Like,
you're like, who shot the little kid? And then you look up, and he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
He just fell over like he.
The force of wind.
So
It was like, what happened?
right.
it was like nobody shot the kid, but everybody heard his shot. But everybody, he's just fine. Like, come on.
Then why not take care of the dude with the gun first before you try to rush Luda?
I mean, the guy shot him from the balcony and then just went back in the house and
Yeah,
didn't come back out
it was
again.
Right.
ridiculous
He was
to
like,
shoot him.
looks like everything's cool here. I'm going to go back to sitting in the dark room with my Nike white sweatsuit.
Make sure they have the soundtrack
so-
talking over me.
Listen, I thought he got shot again when he killed Luda. So he killed Luda and his heart gave out? Like this, yo. Somebody stopped. And then they looked over him from the scene from the Night movie with my man Keith Ledger. You've been found wanting. You've been weighed, found wanting. You remember what I'm talking about? A knife's
Nice
tail.
tail.
And so they did the little knife's tail joint when they're standing over him. You've been measured. You've been weighed. And you have been absolutely found wanting.
Oh, man.
I'm like, hold on. So a minute ago you was hugging the dude. Now you're just looking over him as he dies. Like, yeah, thanks, man.
Right.
Happy journey. So
Maybe we should call a girl and get him to the hospital.
yeah, something, man. Because I mean, I didn't understand any of it. So
Okay, can somebody explain to me the scene of the girl on the bathroom? I was like, why am I seeing this little girl going to the bathroom?
He's crying because she couldn't take it anymore. I thought there was a pregnancy test thing.
That's what I
was
thought.
wait,
I mean,
did
like
he
she was
buy?
gonna get a.
Wait, did he
she,
buy tampons or a
like,
pregnancy
did she
test?
get
Which one
raped
did he
by
buy
these
at the
villains?
store?
What
They asked for
happened?
a tampon, but it turned into a paternity test.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
Right.
understand this. Like,
I was like, where are they going with this? Okay, I guess nowhere.
You don't
Alrighty.
know either.
did we edit this part out? Nah, I think it's still in there. Okay.
Oh shit.
It's too late to turn back.
Yo, I tell you, man, that was the most. The music was the worst.
Yeah, like you said,
I mean, like I said,
there
at
was
the end, the
real
mariachi
dialogue. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. There was like real dialogue, and I was just like, what the hell? And then there was like this Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino.
He was trying so hard to channel
Who
every.
directed this shit? Created and directed.
It didn't make sense, man. It just didn't make sense, man.
I didn't even pay attention to the credits anymore. It was so bad. Who directed this shit? Who did
it? Will Forbes.
Will Forbes.
Yes.
You should just go work for Tyler Perry because y'all about to say you would improve him by 0.00001% because your shit is down there.
Yo, Tyler's going back to work.
I saw.
Oh, here's my part. Oh man, you still messed up from last night, huh? Bitches leave. I said what? I said this. When did this dude become in charge of anything? He just bitches leave. They just got walked out.
Wait. He hit him with the Clarence Barnacle?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a lot of originality in this movie, Javon.
Not at all.
Wow.
Like what? So okay, so he didn't fight. He was supposed to be a fighter, but he wasn't a fighter. Like I didn't. It didn't make. So he was afraid to how like
10
the way
years to become
he
a
did
boss
the baby boy handgun.
of all bosses.
Right.
And how his meteoric rise went from drugs to snatching women is a more lucrative trade. We just left that on there.
Yeah. I like how they were just like, yo, we're walking in the street late at night, but you go in the back and nobody hears a car and dudes pull up and snatch her until she's in the car.
And then they can magically track exactly where he's going. Oh, but I used to work around there and knew exactly where they were going to be that day.
It was kind of shaky.
A little bit.
And somebody, let me tell you something else too. If somebody runs over your goddamn dog,
that would have been a quick movie with John Wick.
I thought they were going that way. I was like, okay, they killed this Maltese. That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, after he finished building the doghouse for him, he'd have been pissed off.
Right.
I just got
this kind of picked up the dog and walked away.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, man, this joint was. I mean, this joint was pure, straight chocolate daddy, man. The whole movie, from beginning to end, man. You know,
it was
it's fine. I mean, they just walked in, dude. They started shooting.
You think they would have a lookout? They're like, nah, we don't need a lookout. We've got everything right here that we need. We're gonna play this game and do this thing. That's how everybody.
So let me ask you this. So what happened? So the father was like, y'all go ahead and run. And then they get to the air conditioning unit, and then they're like, we can't leave him now?
I don't understand, because there was no movement. He said, leave. I've stood up, and I'm going to delay these guys just long enough for you to get into the car and roll out. Actually, we don't have the car permit working, so we can't use that. Oh, y'all just sit tight then.
Right.
Did we get the permit on that one?
I satisfied every woman from Inglewood to Hollywood. Goodbye.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget the part where it just stands up. He's like,
"How you that was when the Chiefs first
adrenaline's a motherfucker."
That was.
I was like, dog, I can't with this movie.
Like, that's not how that works.
So for 15 years you could stand.
Right.
That reminds me of Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey pretended like he was just an invalid for like 20 years. and he was like, and he came to see him. And he was like, I fooled you. And he's like, you've been pretending you were Batwoman for 20 years. He's like, yeah, great joke, huh?
Clearly, he could have done some other work too. He just needed the right amount of adrenaline.
Right.
That's how.
Apparently.
But I mean, seriously, like, so I've been watching you for 20 years, and you just
It's not the move. Hey,
and what was up with the grandmother?
he can kill as many people as he wants, baby. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, dude, she was really like, well, it's just the way he is, huh?
You say that when you're like in a mansion or something.
Right.
You don't say that when you still live.
When you're paying her gas bill. Hey, if you see him,
right, take the gas bill to him. It's overdue.
Right, like, come on, man. You should be diming him out all the way.
Man, this thing was so fun. It was just, and then, I mean.
Good.
Man, listen. What did Luda do again? Like, what was he?
Apparently, he worked the system. And he had all these much bigger dudes shook because of his gold jaw.
Man, he got shot in the face and survived. He's hardcore.
It was an accident.
Nah, man.
Wasn't that the kid from The Wire?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wags, yeah. The other Wag staff. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The dude who went to school with Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
man.
It was
whack, though.
Gunner, you got anything else on that?
I mean, Chief said it all, man. I mean, yeah, there was actual dialogue I don't remember hearing because DJ Quick decided to turn up his damn 808s or some shit. Like, I'm like, oh, this is like the equivalent of a boom mic showing. That's the only thing that thing had working for it. It was shot okay.
And the wigs were okay too.
If you had wigs, they weren't shitty. You know what
right.
I mean? I couldn't tell that they were wigs if they were wigs.
I'm joking. They didn't have any wigs. They just were like, you know what? Let's not go any further with that.
So why does he need to shave before he goes on fights?
Because that's how they do, man. You gotta put on your game face.
His wounds.
You don't want no blood splatter. Yeah, you don't want no blood splatter after you John Henry and Bama's in the face.
I liked that they were wearing white sweatsuits just so they could get super bloody.
I was sitting here like, well, if that's not obvious, it's gonna be one of those movies.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah.
How did chick survive anyway? Everybody else shot. She did.
Because he didn't. He wanted to show mercy to the lady
for no reason because she was part of this crooked gang.
Because she literally shot him in the head.
Right.
But I'm gonna let her go.
Maybe
you had a rough
day. Great.
So in the beginning there was 4 dudes at the table plus the girl, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. How the girl survive?
So that's 5 people. And then we got another 2 shooters from the house. So that's 7. And then we got his main dude that was doing all the killing for him. 8, and then the last dude. So 9, and then 10 and 11 from the 2 dudes. So you had basically an 11-person kingpin operation?
That was the other thing. I was like, wait, how are you a kingpin with like 3 girls? I ain't see one.
No, maybe there were 4. But I'm also
Nan, maybe 4. I saw
nobody.
Nan Key, Nan nothing. Like not even no bricks of nothing. Like no drugs, no nothing. So what are you doing? Are you gun running?
They had changed their business into women.
They had evolved their business.
But he lost the girls.
Well, that was that was the only ones he had lost in X amount of shipments or.
And then hold up, if they're running out the house because the cops are there, right? That's why they shot all the people. The cops showed up. They're running out the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did the other guys smuggle Carlos and the 3? I guess they took the 3 girls back. How did they smuggle them out the house with the cops? These are the reason why everybody left the house running.
They had other things to do.
That movie was. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. I thought he got shot at the end. and to find out that his heart gave out.
Just
No,
like
no,
John
no.
Cena,
That
the
was
real
that.
John.
He got shot in the stomach and the head, and then he finally died. Just
Nah,
Yeah,
don't pay
it felt
attention.
like he got
Don't pay
shot a
attention
lot.
to that song. That was just no.
Yeah, the song
Oh,
was
John
just
Henry.
the song is
John.
old school. The song
No.
is like the cartoon we watched the kids all the damn time. I was like, why we gotta watch this one? How come Paul Bunyan couldn't fucking get shot all the damn time or get his heart exploded? Why we gotta watch this black dude get the heart exploded all the damn time? Working on the damn railroad.
And then
I was so mad.
they hit
Sorry,
the Friday
suburban
with the
kid.
whole neighborhood out.
Right, and they're chilling. Nobody's calling cops.
See,
Nobody else
this
has
is
a
where I'm
gun.
at.
Worried
Why
about
are
this.
they all sitting there, and then why are they all standing there when there's like shooting going on? They just
Right.
standing
This is
And
the opposite
That's
of
what,
what you
that's
do.
what you
when
know.
come to
Black.
shoot.
That is not a realistic black movie.
Wait.
If you see gunfire,
Exactly.
you are
Wait a
not
minute.
staying there. sitting
Wait. Wait, so this is actually like based on the folktale John Henry.
Yeah, dude, they were very subtle with
But
it.
it,
No, but yes. No, but yes.
He carried a
No.
sledgehammer.
no, but yes.
It was
Okay,
literally hitting you
so
over
John
the head.
Henry is a drug dealing pimp.
No.
No,
Nah.
Ludacris
His cousin is
Huh?
a drug dealing pimp. John Henry is just a no name character, magical Negro like Terry Crews always plays, by the
They
way.
should have called him Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
That would have
Yeah.
been more appropriate than Hell.
Let me ask
You know,
you this.
really make it
Did
sound.
That'd been
anyone
cool.
also pick up on the ad libs?
Yeah.
So you'd be watching, then out of the blue, John Henry, you're strong.
Yeah.
It was just, it was like, oh,
It
where
was
the
like this weird half-ass narration. John
right?
Henry.
You're like, where the fuck did
Dude,
that
I'm
come
like,
from?
nigga, what are we watching? I was, oh my god.
Oh man, classic.
Wait, who's responsible for this crap?
Somebody, who is it? John Floyd? What the fuck is it? Who?
Tyler Perry?
Nah, dude.
Gonna
I
be
mean, we
strong.
got a new rival
Nah.
for Tyler.
Yeah, for real. This
Yes,
dude was
you're
in
the
competition.
Tyler has no involvement in this movie, not even as an executive producer.
Nah, man. He
Nah.
doesn't.
Devon, you're
Oh
strong.
wow. I've been told.
I
It
checked
was,
first.
Hold on.
They just came out there and said shit like that. John Henry
I'm
was
just
strong.
saying, dude, you gotta watch it because
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
a comedy.
You gotta
It's
watch
not like a movie.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what else they did?
Dude, I know
When I
people-
was in LA every day rapping with the kids on the street, everybody had the beat. Yeah, I'm going to say this in the middle of the dialogue, can't hear nothing but a log falling. I'm like, yeah.
That's exactly what
are you
happened.
doing?
Bama's were talking
Good
like we were,
God.
and then that happened. And you're like,
Right there.
What the fuck? Like, what's
they're
going
still
on
talking.
here?
Like the scene's still going on. It's not even a transition song.
Oh.
It's just the scene is still going on.
This is scene's going on, and we are blasting the soundtrack in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle
Like-
of the middle of the
Like, you
scene.
know how visually Tyler Perry, like, is like the most terrible human being to ever make a movie? Apparently,
Yeah.
sound, you can do that with sound. And I did not know that was possible until a damn Terry Crews movie.
So who was Terry
Allison
Crews?
was like,
in?
how bad was it? How bad was
He's
it?
John
I was
Henry?
like, first of all,
Henry.
Terry Crews is in it. And then she was like, oh, we'll stop right there. I'm like, exactly. We'll just
Picture
stop
a
right
movie
John
done
Henry?
by DJ Clue.
Terry
Oh, there
Crews.
it is.
So
Henry.
just DJ Clue, right in the middle of the song. Y'all remember DJ Clue?
Yes.
Right in the middle of the soundtrack.
720.
DJ
Henry.
Clue.
Clue.
And it was
John Henry. No shit.
Kind of like that.
Oh.
John Henry is strong.
Yeah. So
Man, in my day, I used to lay 30 women a day.
Yeah.
All right, Pop.
his whole character was dumb. I didn't understand him, their relationship, why he was still there. I don't know why they introduced Tasha at that awkward scene. They started dancing in the tampon aisle. That was
the weirdest fucking scene ever.
yeah. And then the
That
music
happened in
got louder.
real life. I'd have been like, why are we doing this?
Nah, dude, that wouldn't happen in real life. I mean, she would have to have been drunk, and he would have had to have been high for that to happen. But since
Yeah, we would have had to watch that.
yeah,
We had to watch two drunk or high people do that,
yeah,
which we kind of felt like it did.
When I'm on my period and I have my heavy flow, I usually use these, John
She
Henry.
goes this one's. Yeah, use this one, Johnny.
Yeah, like she'll like that one. Like, why would she like this one? So
Yeah, let's
I
do
don't even
two
know what
step
this
about
chick's
it.
size
why would
is.
John
I
and
don't know
Henry
what this
care
chick's
about what
weight.
kind she uses? Oh, this looks like tampons. I'm out of here. He's a dude.
And
Why
so
is
they step in the name of love after that.
it was they
It was
basically.
bad.
I'm just
And I
saying.
don't even think it was a '90s song. It was just DJ Clue rapping a 2020 song.
I think it was a random generic R&B song. They tried to act like it was some classic.
That
Oh,
was
John, do you
a
remember this?
Nah, B. That was a. You know how? Okay, if any of y'all took theater at all or did theater a
No,
lot, theater
no,
camps,
no.
there were like these like 30 to 30-second joints of just random shit that sounded like things. This dude just used one of those CDs from his theater camp and production class or whatever. Like, dude, they have those out. Like, I'm just like, okay, he just used one of those. They didn't even pay for nothing other than DJ Quick.
Dude.
Serious. This is one of them 30-second joints. It was like the song number 3.
You know what's funny though? Like I heard that, like not Vin Diesel or The Rock or none of them, but I heard some of the lesser ones, like in between the Fast and Furious movies, they be starving. Like they need work.
Yeah.
And that's maybe Luda was like, they were like maybe he needed some income or something.
Luda just needed that episode versus Nelly's Wi-Fi to come earlier. That way he wouldn't have taken that movie.
True.
I mean,
shit. Luda looked like he was just having fun. I don't, and he's like he's probably the better actor of everybody in there.
Man, see, you're hating
Kind
on
of
Terry.
hilarious.
You're hating on him. He is not
Terry
the
Crews.
strongest
Piece of
actor.
shit.
He does that just fine. The role he could play.
He plays
Roadblock
the
in
same
Jack
damn role.
That's not true. He doesn't do that same role in Brooklyn. What was that 911?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He played. No, I'm saying other than this silly role that we're gonna erase from our memory, like he plays the same damn role. Whatever it is, digestible for white consumption for a big black guy to play. I'm gonna yell a lot, or I'm gonna be the goofiest dude in the world. One of the two.
What do you really
want?
Well, I mean, when Gabrielle Union decides to defend you and your femininity or whatever you said, and then you go back and be like, well, I don't need to defend every black woman. I mean, even right there is a bad precedent just on the words I just said. But, I mean, the fact that you are a black man and not defending a black woman is, like, annoying as shit. And then it's on the same damn show where it's like, I didn't see any racism against these people. But I'm like, you are like, Terry, you make yourself digestible for black consumption. If somebody says, hey, I don't want to do this, and they're doing X because I'm black, you are the automatic guy that's going to say that. Your textbook. So, and then the way he said it, oh, my wife don't let me. I'm like, Nick. So Terry Crews already had a nasty taste in my mouth before watching this crap. Now we got to watch this mess where he's just playing the dumb black dude that he's been trying not to play. I mean, there was a little bit of respect for him. It was like, you know what? He's not playing that dude. He could, but he's not. He's still playing the same trope, a different trope, but he's still the same dude. You know what I mean? But now he's just playing the dude that didn't really talk a lot, who just beats people up. I'm just like,
he didn't do any of that though.
Movie. He barely did
he
that.
He didn't beat people up.
I know.
He
He beat more people.
I don't think
he beat more people up in like whatchamacallit. What was it? And Untouchables or whatever. What the fuck was that?
Expendables.
He was
Expendables.
Did he work? Did John Henry even have a job? What was it?
Nah,
I mean, like,
nobody worked. No one had a job except for old girl in a convenience store.
Like that didn't make sense. He didn't work. His pops didn't work. The car wasn't working.
Doesn't work, but the guns. The guns worked.
You know what I mean? You're a carpenter, but yet you got a hole in the ramp on your steps. I don't know. I mean, you built a dollhouse, but she's she's looking through the hole. She's looking through the hole in your porch.
For the ramp, for the wheelchair that your dad doesn't need.
Right.
Dude, he just needs it when he doesn't have the adrenaline going.
And let me tell you something.
All right.
A little ass canister of oxygen ain't gonna blow up the whole house like that.
Hey, man.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
This family laid there in his own blood from
hilarious.
being shot in the head the next day. Can we just explore that for a second? Like, he took a headshot from a girl who was 5 feet away, topped him right on the top of his crown, pop. And Luda was like, "What the hell did you do that for?" And she was like, "I don't know. I mean,
I thought you wanted me to kill him."
Then, right. So then
you shot everybody else.
He wakes up from his asleep. I don't like. Was he? It just the bullet just knocked him out. Like The Rock in that movie where he had the metal plate in his head.
Yeah.
And
that's what I thought. I was like, was he just trying to do that?
I was like, what is it? Did it glance off? Like, I don't, man, listen, man. Why, Jeff? Why'd you make us watch that?
Guys, man, I knew this would be content gold.
It should have been John Henry parody.
That was a parody.
I think I would have enjoyed that better because I could have laughed. It's almost like Black Lightning, not Black Lightning, Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite, yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought they were going with it.
No.
That's where I thought they were going with it, but nah, they were serious about this. They were like I said, this is like a Tyler Perry joint. I'm like, whoever this, what was his name? Please tell me his name again. So I remember that.
Forbes.
Will Forbes. I will never remember that. It's so generic. Will Forbes. Does he like black people? Is he black?
I don't know, man. See, that's the tricky thing. I tried to find out if he was black.
Oh,
see? Is he?
See?
And I can't find a picture of him online anywhere.
See, this is Tyler Perry.
If you made that movie, would you have your picture online?
Huh?
I said, if you made that movie, would you have your picture online?
Scrub his name.
Delete me from the internet, please.
Reputation.com. Help me out.
If you take a shit beside a house in your neighborhood, you're not gonna leave your wallet next to it. You know what I mean?
Real. Hey, Jeff, how we working on that advertising, man? Like, reputation.com. This segment is brought to you by.
I'm found his Twitter page, but there is just no picture of this dude yet.
I think it's a white dude that was just like, I don't like black people. I want to make this crappy movie.
Yeah, he has.
Or it's Tyler Perry's like Alias.
I would more agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's like 9 pictures and none of them are him. He's got like
weird.
the screenshot of John Henry. Oh man! All right, well let's this is I could literally keep talking about this for a long time. But fellas, let's go to that magical time of the week. Who are your nominees for Dummy of the Week? Jace, you ready?
Yes.
All right, who you got?
All of us who actually decided to do this homework assignment.
You suck. That didn't count. That was for everybody listening.
You got us all nominated.
You really did. You got us all nominated, man, for not watching this high. For saying, be completely sober and watch this movie. Don't drink, don't smoke.
I didn't tell you couldn't do that.
No edibles.
Yeah,
A friend of ours said we needed. I didn't take a friend of ours' advice and say, you need to watch it with edibles. It's better with edibles. And it was still terrible, but it's better. And I didn't even eat no brownie. So I just watched it. Have you watched
John Henry? Have you watched it on weed?
On weed?
Nope. And I'm still not going
to. Look, there's a guy in his 20s. He's in the bushes. Is he shooting at me? Is he not? I don't know.
Jay King, do you have any nominees for Dummies of the Week?
Got 2. My good talkative hacking. I can't say hacking. She was talkative and she was barking like a Saint Bernard in Restaurant Depot. But this unique situation is that this lady cut what she called breathing holes in her mask. Yeah, I mean, she cut vents, and I don't mean like I don't mean like
Ma'am,
vents
I don't think you quite understand the purpose of this here.
Yeah, these weren't vents for filtration. It's like she had a filter there. No, she cut like slits in her mask, and she called them breathing holes. Inventive, yes, but this is it's not even inventive. That's just it's lazy. It's stupid and lazy. Like you know what? Just take it off. I mean, I know what you're getting at. It's hard to breathe for you, whatever the case may be. It fogs up your glasses. Yeah, I've heard them all. But you're missing the point in this. So there's one. Two is, look, I get it. I understand. And I hate starting sentences like that. But we understand that all sports have taken a hiatus unless you're NASCAR. And it was smart for them to get back to work because hell, they don't need the audience, the crowd to be there, blah, 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 right? But I'm not watching cars driving around the track 200 times and calling it a sport. Yeah, so The Last Dance was the closest thing we had to any kind of weekly sporting event to look forward to.
It sure was.
It sure was. Right, Gunner? What, it's not just the people who are starting the debates of who had a better career, LeBron or Michael Jordan. And as I keep prefacing with, I keep saying to people, look, these arguments are stupid to me because, as I always say when it comes to that, nobody is saying who's the next LeBron James. They always say the same thing, who's the next Michael Jordan, okay? Look, the guy played his last game that mattered 22 years ago at this point, almost 22 years ago, and we still talk about it like it happened 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's still a part of everything that this game has become. Everything that he did and embodied is what this game is today and what it will be going forward long after we're dead.
Now,
his impact is forever lasting.
One of the funnier things that somebody said is like, hey, like when they were talking about like the Bulls were like, what's a game 7 in the finals? I've never seen it. It's like, yeah,
wow.
They didn't. It was like it was shutdown time. Oh, it's closeout game. Go by.
Yeah,
it's like
that means go bye. Like, it all ends tonight. Yeah,
LeBron, great player. Nobody will doubt that. Probably in a lot of people's top 10 to 25. No argument. But
yeah.
The other guy 23, way higher up.
Not because it's the only number available, okay? He doesn't wear 23 because it's the only number available, okay?
Exactly.
Let's put that all to bed with that. But what the funniest part, and the dummies for the second dummy for me is anybody who watched, last night's post The Last Dance show featuring nobody that played on the Bulls or coached the Bulls.
Oh yeah.
Who was on that? Just to make me.
It was just, Jason. It was just an excuse for Stephen A. Smith to yell for 44 minutes. That's all it was. It was giving him an excuse to yell about something for 44 minutes.
As soon as I saw that he was on there, when they scrolled down there, like, yo, Stephen A. Smith, I'm like, oh no, we turned this off. Nah, we ain't watching that. I think everybody's sick of Stephen A. Smith. The magic shot. I already saw that magic shot, man. Everybody knows where they were when that shot happened, man. That was like the greatest shot ever. I'm sitting here like, you can make this shot.
And nobody believes. I mean, did you see? No, it's not just that shot. It's that he stole the ball, then made the shot.
He stole the ball, took that joint, and said, you know what? I'm just going to shake and bake. Grab Bama ankles.
Yes, Michael Jordan's amazing. He's so awesome.
Yes, he's grand.
Jeffrey was not
that
a Bulls
dude
fan.
is the best that ever did it. The end. Everybody's always like, Lou Alcott, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best. Look at the stats. Let me pass the stats on the Facebook. I'm sorry. My man played 5 more damn years. Played 5 more damn years than him. Right?
I
5 more years than Michael. And it was a different game anyway, man. And the LeBron
and the last year / 2 of Jordan's career, they don't count. So
no one cares about that. I mean, player, coach, whatever.
That never happened. What are you talking about?
No, I just think we remember him as a Bullets or Wizards.
Yeah.
I just think we remember that.
No.
Yeah.
He was the coach who he was the owner, just tried to get a little extra money for the team. That's all it was. He was
you know what you'll never see? You know what you'll
even
never
in those
see
years,
on
he scored
NBA
40-something points, young. Even those years, he scored 40-something points every now and then, man. So chill out on that.
I'll tell you what you'll never see on like NBA TV, ESPN, whatever, right? You'll never see any hardwood classic Wizards Jordan era games.
That's for
You'll
damn
never
sure.
see
I'm
that.
gonna
got
pull them
YouTube
up
for
and
that
put
shit.
them on
He's literally going to
Facebook.
try and find him now.
I will
YouTube
find
that
them. Go and find them.
I will find
You know
it.
what's
Remember
crazy?
that
He's trying to find a
Christian
game where
Laettner
Jordan tried to dunk two-handed, but he couldn't make it. Yeah, he's gonna, oh, yeah. Totally
But
happened.
I
I
hate
think
the
Kobe
great
was
ball,
better
though.
than LeBron anyway.
Agreed.
LeBron.
I mean, if you ask me who was better between Kobe and LeBron, I'd pick Kobe every time.
there you go, Chief.
Somebody
I like
wanted to
that
argue
conversation.
that. Yeah,
That's
somebody
a
wanted to
conversation
argue
to have.
that.
Kobe has what,
I mean,
5 or
that's
6
easy.
rings?
Yeah.
Who's got a better winning record in the finals?
Kobe didn't go run to go get a championship either.
And he brought the players
And
to
then
him.
once Shaq left, Kobe was still winning championships.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Kobe
saying.
torched the building and then raised it back up to get 2 more championships.
I'll say this about that. Really quickly, I'll say this about that. LeBron is going to be, and I hate saying the greatest players of all time. To me, I don't believe in that because you're the greatest player, no matter what, you're the greatest player of your era.
Right.
Because here's an example. Our fathers will say Dr. J or Magic Johnson.
Mike
or Larry
Johnson or Bird.
Or Kareem
Those
Abdul-Jabbar.
Right? Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Or
Bernard
Oscar
King.
Robinson. You know what I mean?
Just stop it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
Knicks fans,
don't think we're
nobody
gonna
will
do
say
that.
that.
All right.
But I'll be honest with you. But I'll put numbers up. But that's beside the point.
Hey, Tommy Chambers.
Of our, yeah, hey, Tom Chambers.
Stop.
Hey,
Don't go.
Moses Malone.
I'll be
Dude,
honest
You
with
can
you.
stop him on
Moses
Lakers versus Nuggets.
Malone. Oh.
Hey, dude, look up
I'll be honest
Moses'
with you, man.
numbers over
My
the
father,
12 years he
my
was the most
father's
dominant
dead,
player in the
so
league.
he doesn't say any of them.
My dad
He
still
was
say
weird.
Michael Jordan's the best that did it. He lived through most of
So
that.
he doesn't
right?
have a
Like,
favorite
he's just
player.
like, look.
He lived through
And we're
those,
related
right?
to damn Magic Johnson. Like, for real. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
it's
And we're just like,
all
nah,
about,
that dude. Nah, Michael.
right. It's
That
all
was
about
Michael.
eras, man. It's all about your era and who you like. Hey, man, I got a
Negative.
dude right now that will tell me Reggie Miller is one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA, which he is, but he'll
Good
put him in
shooter.
a high regard of Jordan because he's from Indiana. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's all.
He watched.
I
I
don't
mean,
even get that.
Reggie had a lot of
At the
great
same
games.
time.
8 points,
At the
what was
same
that, 30 seconds?
At the same time, you got
Hey,
your
we
boy.
never. You know who we never bring up? Tim Duncan.
No,
Tim
we
Duncan.
brought him
Jason and I were
up.
just talking about Tim Duncan and how he wasn't as good as Kobe.
Hey,
Hey, look.
I say if you take out Kobe, I mean, like if you just
Hey,
shift
look
a
it.
little bit around, Tim Duncan wins like 7 championships in a row.
Yeah,
Well,
if
hey,
Kobe
look
and
it.
Shaq
If
weren't
you
around,
remember-
right? Yeah, that
Hey,
Lakers
look
squad,
it, look it. As I always say about Kobe, he was a killer. He was the closest thing to Jordan, but without Phil Jackson, without Shaquille O'Neal, without Paul Gasol, he has no championship.
Wait a second.
So-
Without
so is
Pippen,
Jordan without
Jordan didn't
Pippen.
have a championship.
Like
We saw what happened when Jordan didn't have a championship.
We saw
in the
what
Wizards.
happened.
Did I
Jordan
wait a
didn't
minute
have
before
or
before
Grant.
the committee of hate? Did I say anything about Jordan? Because Jordan didn't win shit till Phil Jackson sat his ass in that seat, and Jordan had hell of a squads to go along with him. It wasn't all Mike. I never said that. Calm down. What I said was
all right,
this:
Jerry Krause.
Kobe didn't win a thing.
It was an organization.
Listen, dog. No, look, you can laugh all this off, but look it up. Kobe had 5 years in between Shaq, or 4 years in between Shaq and Powell and Andrew Bynum and the rest of that team. That Lakers team was deep. Don't sleep. Kobe did his thing, of course, but it takes more. We discount how great Shaq was during those times.
I feel
Without
like you're
Shaq,
also
Kobe don't
discounting
win
Smush
shit
Parker.
in L.A. Okay, so you comparing Smush Parker to Shaq, Jeff? Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Listen, Kobe
just don't
didn't win a
understand,
thing
man.
without a big man running that triangle, dude. Shaq went right down to Miami and won a title. And this was old Shaq. This was Shaq with on fumes.
No, that was lazy
True.
Shaq, who was like,
That was
I
Dwayne
can still
Wade.
cobble
That was
together
Dwayne
a
Well,
Wade.
championship.
yeah, that's all just like, well, the Lakers Shaq and Orlando Shaq were two different
Listen,
characters.
this is what I'm saying. Listen, I'm saying that to say this. Shaq was the driving force no matter what, which is meaning you could have inserted, and people feel some kind of way when I say this, you could have inserted a prime of his career guard who was at the top of his game, the top scorers, let's say Dwayne Wade,
Penny
let's
Hardaway.
say Penny Hardaway, let's say Grant Hill, and they still would have won a championship. They would have been at least the two most dominant players in the league.
That Lakers team with Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those moments that Shaq was on the bench.
Because just like you put Tracy McGrady on there, Vince Carter.
Not Tracy at that point of his career. Not Vince at that point of his career.
You just
Kobe,
needed. I mean, like Shaq at that point was a great player. I mean, we're not discounting.
You're talking about the most dominant force in the league.
We're talking about triangle offense, right?
Agreed.
The triangle offense even worked with Pippen and No Jordan, right?
And Bill Cartwright.
Man in the middle.
Bill Cartwright.
Horace Grant.
Let's not sleep on Stacey King, though.
Jeff
Like all the people that came to the
Celtics,
Bullets
he was my
at the
man.
end of their career. Yeah. All the people that came to the Bullets at the end of their career. All those guys. Yeah.
Oh, God. All of them. Dude, the fact is, as great as Kobe was, like anybody in that situation, it takes a lot to get it done. And it wasn't just Kobe. It wasn't just Kobe.
No one. You need a team around.
It took Horace Grant. It took John Paxson.
Hey, that
DJ
team,
Armstrong.
that team that beat the Phoenix Suns was the best. Was the best Bulls team. That 72-10 team was really good, but it was just top. It was its front six heavy. But that 93 team, that was the best Bulls team.
I'll say they were
93 was the best
that
Bulls
team.
Oh no.
I mean,
Dennis Rodman,
it takes a lot to
Carmen
win
Electra.
72
That joint with
games,
Rodman, the Worm getting like.
Hey, they were on
legendary.
They were a great team,
rebound.
but it was just like if you were to look at them top to bottom, the 93 team was better.
The 93 team was deeper. The 92 team and the 93 team were very deep. Yeah. But the 96 team, the 95-96 team had Dennis playing out of his mind ball, and Michael was on a mission. He was pissed.
Steve Kerr is like the most underrated clutch shooting outside.
All right, hold on, because I feel like we need to just take a huge deep dive into this for a whole episode. So get your team arguments ready.
All right.
Because
the last dance.
The finale.
The last dance.
Final bow. All right, so get ready. We'll do that. If not next week, then very shortly.
Did you have a dummy of the week?
I do, but I feel like, after that fun discussion, I don't want to derail it like the newscaster in reverse where they go, here's all the crappy news, and here's a puppy that said hello to a lady. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. I will say thank you guys for rolling with me as always, and thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.